Hi, this is Big Luca. I'm one of the highest paid online marketing consultants in the world, and the general and combined turnover combined from my students is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. And today I'd like to talk to you guys about the most important step to become wealthy from your company. So this video is really for entrepreneurs or self-employed people in general, especially for people with an online business, okay? So what is the single most important thing that you have to do and you have to understand if you want to become wealthy from your company? Suppose you're selling information, you're selling a service, you're selling software, you have a social media marketing agency, you have a brick and mortar business, whatever. So let's start from saying that a lot of people that you believe are rich are not really rich. But now we have to define what rich and wealthy means. So what 99% of people do, especially in countries in which there are taxes, which the US is one of them, especially California, no offense, right, is that they will keep all their money in the company and they will try to pay as little taxes as possible by making little profit. So the emphasis and the focus is shifts from making a lot of money to paying very little in taxes. And the mistake is never taking the money out of the company. So how do you become wealthy? What is the name of the game? It is taking money out of your company as you go. I have heard a lot of people say, well, listen, Big Luca, if I take money out of my company, I trigger a tax event. And I'm like, no shit. The IRS is smart. They don't want you to be rich. But hey, how do you have money if you never take money out? Now, you can do it with all sorts of shenanigans by pledging the company bank account and requesting a loan. Guys, don't do this shit, all right? There's levels in life. When you have $100 million in your bank account, you can go play with debt and be a smart ass. If you want to build the first layer of wealth, which is $2 to $10 million in your bank account, you need to understand a few things. First of all, you gotta have money in your personal bank account. It doesn't matter how you do it, okay? Money has to hit your personal bank account. So company pays taxes and you need to take the money out. If you never have money, you're not rich and wealthy. Now, I know out there is all sorts of messages convincing you that rich people don't have money, which I really intend to get started on this. Probably I will in other videos, but it's not true, right? Would you guess, right? You gotta have money. Of course, if you got too much money, there is inflation. By the way, I've never heard anybody say inflation ruined me, and you don't either. Never heard of anybody saying, well, listen, Big Luca. Like this has never happened to me in my hundreds of consulting sessions. Well, listen, Big Luca, you don't know what just happened. I had so much cash, no debt, that I went bankrupt. It never happens, right? So you really want to reach a position of stability in your life, and you don't want to be a fake rich. You want to be rich. Now, what is the difference between rich and wealthy? Rich is usually having a very high income, and wealth is having a lot of money and a lot of net worth. Of course, I'm not just talking about liquid money. Once money hits your personal bank account, you want to have some liquid cash. You want to invest for the long term in the stock market, like I do with ETFs, okay? So you don't have to get lucky with single stocks, and you don't want to lose your money. So of course the market may go up and down, but in the long term, it will multiply your capital, give you a dividend, and you will sleep better at night. You're liquid. You can do some real estate, although I don't advise. I will produce other videos on how to invest your money. I don't advise real estate unless you have $1 million liquid. Real estate with little money really doesn't work because you have, first of all, it's capital intensive, okay? So if you want to buy a property, it's 150 grand. You need to have the 150 grand, and if you want to liquidate it, you need to sell the whole house. Whereas if I have 150 grand in my brokerage account and I need 5 grand because a disaster has just happened, I can just take out the 5 grand. It's much more liquid. But you need to have personal wealth. Do not keep money in your operational company. Your operational company may close tomorrow. It can be sued. There can be problems. It can go bankrupt, right? The market may end. You may have problems. So you're not able to figure it out. So if you keep reinvesting your money in order to make more money, which then keeps getting reinvested, it's really a cycle, okay? You gotta take money out as you go. Now, some people will say, but I can make more money with my company than the money I can in the stock market. This underlines ignorance, to be honest. Okay, it's different. First of all, a company is earned income. People call it passive income. It's amazing. It's not, right? It gets taxed as income. It is income. And you want to transition between having a very high income from your company, right, to having a very high net worth. And if your company is your net worth, you really don't have a net worth. And you will discover that when people do exits, right, they will say, well, finally, I am rich. And I was like, didn't you have a crazy valuation of your company? It's all theoretical. It's all bullshit, okay? You want to take money out of your company and become wealthy yourself. So people that work a job, for example, right, they're frowned upon by us because they work for money and they don't have a net worth. Now, how is that different from you having a company that spits out cash and you spend the cash that comes from the company? You don't have a net worth. You don't have a liquid cushion. You don't have money. You don't have nothing. You have something which, so long as it keeps spinning and so long as you keep working, now it can be delegated. I understand. The big Luca international company, for example, is very delegated. It's actually one of the most delegated company in the info market. Because of course, we sell information and services for companies in that space. There's a few names that are popping in my mind. Of course, they have a lot of stuff, and it's an entrepreneurial venture. But for the most part, people selling courses, which are not one of those. In case you haven't figured it out, there's a large operation behind me. I really don't have a company, right? It's usually just them, but whatever. This is not the right video. But anyway, they have a company, and usually they have one product, and it spits out cash, and that is the thing they don't get. For the time being, the fact that your company is making money today is no guarantee you will have money tomorrow. The biggest and most dangerous pattern is the single pattern, the most recurring, the most common of people that go bankrupt is that they were quote unquote reinvesting continuously their money into their company to try and do who knows what, right? So it'll be a time in which you can avoid taking out money because by reinvesting that money, the company will grow a lot. But you will reach a point in which you have to start taking out cash. Now, yours truly, I hope your company will prosper, but 95% of businesses fail, including people that knew what the hell they were talking about and they didn't. Or maybe they did, but hey, something happened. For example, in my space, what happened if I get sick? If I get tired of doing what I'm doing? Now, my company is delegated, but one of the problems with being a guru, right, having a personal brand is that you can delegate anything you want, but it's difficult. I have personalities in my companies. They do live videos, etc. And there is still me doing videos, right? Look at Dave Ramsey company. Dave is still there because you cannot just go out, right, and walk away and, Dave is not there, or Bob Proctor, or Grant Cardone, personalities like that, they still have to produce. And so you need to take the money out and you need to invest that money into appreciating asset. According to me, the best asset that you need to invest at first and continuously invest is ETFs. I do a lot of that. I will do more videos about that because I'm sure you guys will be curious. But a single mistake, the biggest mistake is never take the money out. So you have a company that, it's like a wheel spinning, especially guys that don't want to pay taxes. Well, since you pay taxes on profit, there's never any profit. And so basically you're working for money. The fact that you have a company doesn't change the fact. You have a company that is profitable. By the way, people usually put living expenses on that, which in different countries may put you in trouble. I know in the US you can do it, but for example, in Italy, you can't do it. But people will say, well, how are they going to figure it out? Right? So they have the company, debit card. And they invite me to a restaurant, they will say, it's just a business expense. Well, it's not. And even because that's fine, you say, but I'm putting the cost on my company. Oh, that's great. Where's your money? Oh, I don't have any money. Is the goal paying little taxes and having all of your expenses on your company and no money, or being truly rich? Which one would you choose? Like, let's suppose I can give you a company that produces 200 grand a month profit. That's a very profitable company. But you have zero in your bank account? Or would you rather have $200,000 a month and $10 million in your personal bank account, which if you wake up tomorrow and you don't want to work anymore, people talk about passive income. Passive income does not come from having companies. That's earned income, right? Passive income comes from investments, and investments should not be in the name of the operational companies. And people, they have an operational company and they open a brokerage account in the name of the operational company. Now, sooner or later, you have to segregate and divide the operational company that produces the money from your net worth, from your money. Would you like when you're 30, 40, 50, 60 to have $10 million, $30 million, $50 million, even millions? Do you know how many people, guys, that you watch on the internet do not have $1 million to their name? They will say, well, I have money in my company. Well, it's not the same thing. It is just not. People tell this bullshit. So, well, I own the company, so the cash is mine. But pull it out then. Oh no, I pay taxes. You don't have any money. What happens if you need to buy your mom a house? Then you have to request a loan, pay interest, so long as the company keeps spitting out cash, which is not a guarantee because the market may change. That's all an active operation. A company is an active operation. You need to understand this, right? So the company produces the money. Please listen to me. You need to take money out. Doesn't matter if there's taxes. If there's people advising you not to pay taxes and not to have money in order not to pay taxes, they're done. Pay the taxes, okay? Move to Dubai. Well, actually, with a US passport, you can because you get taxed regardless. One of the reasons I didn't move to the US is that, I get too much taxes. But anyway, you gotta do it. You will do it slower, right? Is it easier to pay 0% tax rate than paying 30, 50%? Yes, of course. But, what happens if your company goes bankrupt? Companies go belly up all the time, especially companies with multiple shareholders and multiple partners. They fuck each other over all the time. How much money do you have? Well, if the money is in your company, right, you got a lot on your company bank account and say, well, I have 200 grand. However, there's a wire transfer coming tomorrow and I have to pay the supplier and I will be paying taxes. So maybe I can spend 20 grand of this money and I will not have to put the money back into the company with a clawback. It's too difficult, right? It's too dumb. You want to have money in your personal bank account. Now, when you grow, for example, I don't have a lot of money in my personal name. I have financial holding companies that holds my liquid assets, for example, right? So I have a layer of protection in case of personal lawsuit, right? I have an operational company with actually very little cash in it. By the way, you don't need a lot of cash in your operational company. You may have an operational holding. People confuse the operational holding with their financial holding. You make a mess, right? So that you should really be clear on what your goal is. The goal is not to have a company that produces a lot of money. That is the start, right? You need to take the money out and actually become rich, right? Hope this helps. Subscribe to the channel, give us a thumb up. Write a comment. I don't know. Do you like these videos or not? You like my accent? I'm very rusty. I know. I used to be much more fluent, but I'll get back there. Okay. Whatever. This is Big Luca from Dubai. Bye bye.